𝙠𝙞 manages a regional insurance agency with 30 agents. On paper, they are sitting on a gold mine. Their CRM holds over 45,000 client records. But dig into that database, and you find a massive volume of what the industry calls orphan accounts. These are policyholders whose original agents retired or left the firm. For years, they've heard absolutely nothing from the agency. The standard playbook to reach them fails reliably. Corporate marketing blasts out a generic quarterly newsletter, and open rates sit stubbornly below 8%. Meanwhile, junior agents spend hours dialing 2-year-old cold lead lists, yielding almost zero return. A list of 45,000 data points holds zero value if clients only interact with the agency as a faceless billing department that asks for money once a year. The intuitive fix seems simple. Why not let the agents write their own personalized, creative emails to re-engage these silent accounts? Because of the strict regulatory environment, any custom marketing message an agent authors must be reviewed and cleared by a chief compliance officer before sending. That review cycle is agonizingly slow, and it aggressively discourages agents from trying anything creative. The result is a team that either says nothing at all or defaults back to sending generic corporate noise to avoid the hassle. Standard compliance frameworks force agencies into a corner. They have to choose between operating at a paralyzingly slow pace or risking severe regulatory violations. 𝙠𝙞's agency solved this by completely separating two things that most marketing tools collapse into one. They decoupled brand-level educational goodwill from individual licensed product pitches. The first piece of this architecture is a digital ebook. It functions as a high-velocity radar. Sent via email or text, it is presented entirely as a free community gift focused on youth financial literacy. The agency uses basic, pre-existing data they already hold, like a dependent's age, to time the delivery of these guides to relevant life stages. There is no external data enrichment and no invasive tracking involved. Because the content stays purely educational and makes zero mention of specific insurance products, corporate can approve it once for the entire agency. This completely bypasses the individual review trap. By removing all sales pressure and offering a genuine community gift, the agency creates a friction-free entry point that clients are actually willing to open. From an administrative perspective, this initial engagement protects privacy by explicitly ignoring individual IP addresses and names until a client actively gives consent. Instead, take a look at this engagement map. The software aggregates the ebook reading metrics by zip code. Those glowing bright orange and red clusters indicate high-activity zones where families are actively reading the financial literacy guide. Once these active zones are identified, the agency deploys their second tool strictly to these areas, a branded physical paperback book. Agents either hand-deliver or mail these premium books directly to the highly engaged neighborhoods. This physical book functions as a long-term trust anchor. While an email disappears in seconds, a hardback book sits on a family's coffee table or desk for months. And inside the front cover, there is a QR code. Scanning that code executes the technical handoff. The user is directed to a fully compliant landing page featuring the local agent's required regulatory disclosures and a calendar link to book a meeting. This two-tool architecture systematically takes a massive, anonymous database and filters it down to self-selecting, high-intent leads without a single cold call. To see how this macro data translates into a human interaction, consider Tia Williams. Tia had been an unresponsive orphan account, sitting quietly in 𝙠𝙞's database for 4 years. When Tia received the digital ebook, she opened it. She spent several minutes reading a section on building long-term family savings habits, which triggered an anonymous warm intent signal in her zip code. Instead of calling her to aggressively pitch an auto policy renewal, a local agent followed up on that geographic signal with a warm invitation, offering her a free copy of the physical paperback for her new office. When Tia visited the agency to pick up the book, the conversation started around her family and her new business venture. Because the dialogue opened naturally, she voluntarily consolidated her auto, home, life, and commercial insurance under 𝙠𝙞's firm. Delaying the transactional sales pitch paradoxically accelerates the sale. It allows trust and reciprocity to build first. 𝙠𝙞's agents went from burning hours chasing cold lists to sitting across the desk from clients who raised their hands first. This engagement engine did not avoid compliance rules. It outsmarted the bottleneck by centralizing the goodwill content while strictly managing the one-on-one sales environment only after a meeting was booked. By leading with education, tracking aggregate intent, and gifting value without immediate demands, agencies can successfully resurrect dead data into a pipeline of warm, highly qualified intent.
Welcome to the future of asset building. This is a strategy that you can trust. Just scan the QR code. Let's build a long-term partnership.